Have you ever looked at your phone just to check the time and then suddenly, 45 minutes later, you're watching a video of a raccoon playing a tiny piano?
Ben, you are calling me out already. That was literally me this morning. I went to set an alarm and ended up learning how to bake bread in a mug. I don't even like mug cakes.
It's like there's a black hole inside our screens that just sucks our lives away. Hi, I'm Ben Turner, and I'm definitely a victim of the raccoon videos.
And I'm Olivia Parker. I'm the person who buys the ingredients for the mug cake and then never makes it because I'm too busy scrolling.
Welcome, everyone. Today we are talking about something very serious, but in a light way. How to stop wasting your time. Olivia, be honest, how much of your morning goes into the trash before you even leave the house?
Ouch! Into the trash is a bit harsh, Ben. But if I'm being real, probably an hour. I wake up, I grab my phone, and I tell myself I'll just check the weather. Then I check my emails, then my messages, then social media. Before I know it, I'm running late and I haven't even had coffee.
We treat time like it's infinite, like it never ends. But I read a great analogy recently. Think of your time like a bottle of water. You only have a certain amount for the day. If you just pour it on the sidewalk while you're lying in bed, it's gone. You can't scoop it back up.
I love that image, Ben. It makes me feel a bit guilty about pouring my water on TikTok, though. But for our listeners who are trying to learn English, time is their biggest enemy. They feel like they need a 4 hour block of study time or it doesn't count.
Exactly. And who has 4 hours? Nobody. Even if I had 4 hours, I'd probably spend 3 of them choosing the right playlist to study to.
I do that too. I spend 30 minutes cleaning my desk, 20 minutes making coffee, 10 minutes finding the perfect pen, and then I'm too tired to actually read.
We need to be intentional. That's our big word for today. Intentional. It just means doing something on purpose.
So instead of accidentally ending up on Instagram, I intentionally decide to open a vocabulary app.
Precisely. But the secret isn't having a giant, scary plan. Yeah, people fail because their plans are too vague. If I say, today I will get better at English, that's a bad plan. It's too big.
It's like saying, today I will be a good person. It's nice, but what does it mean? Do I save a cat? Do I hold the door open? It's not clear.
You need a tiny plan. Think of it like a GPS in a car. If you don't type in an address, the GPS can't help you. You just drive around in circles, wasting petrol.
So, a tiny plan for the morning commute would be something like, while I am on the bus, I will learn 5 new words.
Perfect. It's specific. You can check it off a list, and when you finish a tiny plan, you feel like a champion.
That's a good point. When I try to do too much, I feel like a failure. But when I do one small thing, I feel proud. I actually tried this on my way to work yesterday. I told myself I would only listen to one English song and read the lyrics, just one.
And did it work?
I ended up listening to three, because starting is the hardest part. Once the car is moving, it's easy to keep driving. But getting the engine started, that's where we waste all our time.
That leads us to my favorite concept, pocket time.
Pocket time? Is that like finding money in your jeans?
Sort of. It's finding time coins hidden in your day. Think about your commute or your coffee break. You wait for the lift for 3 minutes, you wait for the kettle to boil, you wait for your friend who is always late looking at you, Olivia, for 10 minutes.
Hey, I was only late once this month. But okay, I see your point. Most people take their phones out and scroll through the news during those minutes.
They throw those time coins in the trash. But if you collect them, you can buy something big. If you use 5 minutes here and 10 minutes there, by lunchtime, you've practiced for 20 minutes without even sitting down at a desk.
That feels so much more realistic for young people. We're busy. We have jobs, uni, friends. I have a friend who learned almost all her English vocabulary while she was waiting for her pasta to cook every night.
See? That's using your pocket time. It makes English feel like a part of your life, not a chore or a punishment.
Punishment is a huge thing, Ben. Why does everyone think learning has to be painful? If I tell myself I must sit in a hard chair and memorize grammar for an hour, my brain says, no thanks. Let's go look at the raccoon again.
The raccoon is much more fun than the present perfect tense, I agree.
But if I watch a funny show in English with subtitles during my lunch break, I'm still learning. My brain doesn't realize it's working.
It's like hiding vegetables in a delicious smoothie. Like you get the vitamins, but it tastes like a treat.
Exactly. We have to be careful, though. There are time thieves everywhere, especially in the afternoon when we get tired. Ben, what's the biggest time thief in your office?
The notification thief. My phone buzzes, and even if I don't open it, my focus is gone. I'm thinking about who messaged me. Was it my boss? Was it a meme? Was it a sale on pizza? Uh,
The pizza notification is the most dangerous one.
it really is. I've started putting my phone in a drawer when I really want to work. It's like locking the door so the thief can't get in.
I actually bought an old school alarm clock so I don't have to keep my phone next to my bed. Now, when I wake up, the first thing I do isn't checking my emails. I actually breathe and think about my day.
That's a pro move, Olivia. You're protecting your focus. That's the other thing we need to talk about. The afternoon slump. That time around 3 p.m. when you feel like you need a nap. Some people think that resting is wasting time,
I struggle with that. I feel guilty if I'm just sitting on the balcony doing nothing. I feel like I should be doing something productive.
but you're charging your battery. If you use your phone until it hits 0%, it turns off. Humans are the same. If you don't rest, your work becomes low quality.
That happened to me last night. I tried to write an email at 11 p.m. It took me an hour because I kept making mistakes. This morning, I deleted it, wrote it again in 5 minutes, and it was much better.
See? You wasted 55 minutes last night because you were too tired to be intentional. But Olivia, I have to ask you something. Even if we save all this time, how do we know what is actually worth doing?
That is the big question, isn't it?
It really is. Because you can have a perfect schedule and a tiny plan, but if you're doing the wrong things, you're just organized at wasting time.
Exactly. I think it comes down to what we talked about earlier, that feeling in your stomach. When I spend an hour practicing a conversation in English, I feel tired, but I feel full. When I spend an hour looking at shoes online, I just feel empty.
Full versus empty. I like that, Olivia. It's like eating a real meal versus eating a bag of salty chips. All right, the chips are easy, but you're still hungry 10 minutes later.
Right. And for our listeners, the real meal is the stuff that gets you closer to your dream. Why did you start learning English, Ben? Was it for a job, to travel?
Honestly, I wanted to understand the lyrics of my favorite rock songs. I was tired of singing blah, blah, blah during the chorus.
See? That's a great why. When you know your why, it's easier to say no to the time thieves. If I have to choose between a boring celebrity news story and understanding my favorite song, the song wins every time.
It's about the power of no. That's a hard one, isn't it? Especially for people pleasers. Someone asks you to do something that isn't important and you say yes just to be nice.
Oh, I am the queen of that, Ben. Someone asks me to help them choose new curtains for 3 hours, and I say yes. Then I complain later that I have no time to study. But every time we say yes to something silly, we're saying no to ourselves.
That's deep, Olivia. You're making me rethink my whole weekend.
We're all learning. But speaking of learning, we've used some really cool words today. Maybe we should chat about them so our listeners can use them too.
Great idea. My favorite was time thief. Yeah, it's such a funny way to think about distractions.
It really is. A time thief is just something that steals your minutes. You could say, I had to delete that game from my phone because it was a total time thief.
And then we had vague, remember? Not clear. If your plan is, I will study English, that is too vague. A better way to use it is, my boss gave me a very vague instruction, so I didn't know what to do.
I also loved pocket time, those small pieces of time during the day. Like, I don't have an hour to study, but I use my pocket time on the bus to listen to this podcast.
Perfect. And let's not forget, intentional. That's the big one. Doing things on purpose. You can be an intentional learner or even an intentional friend. It just means you're making a choice, not just letting things happen.
I'm going to try to be an intentional sleeper tonight. No phone before bed.
Good luck with that. If you resist the raccoon videos, you're a stronger person than me, Olivia.
I'll try my best. But seriously, Ben, if we want our listeners to remember just one thing from today, what should it be?
I think it's this your time is your life. It sounds heavy, but it's true. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to study for 10 hours, but you should treat your time like it's valuable because you are valuable.
That's so true. Even if you only have 5 minutes today, use them for yourself. Use them to grow. You are worth those 5 minutes.
Exactly. Don't let the guilt of a wasted yesterday stop you from a good today. Just press the reset button and start now.
Well, Ben, I think we used our pocket time pretty well today.
I think so too. To everyone listening, thank you for letting us be part of your day. We're really proud of the progress you're making just by being here.
Definitely. If you enjoyed this conversation, maybe share one of our tips with a friend. It's a great way to practice your English and help someone else save some time too.
See you next time, Olivia.
See you, Ben. Happy learning, everyone.
Take care.